Content disclaimer. The views, comments, and opinions expressed by guest speakers or authors on this YouTube channel do not necessarily reflect or represent the views and opinions held by this channel's broadcasters and its sponsors. Parental guidance is advised. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comments, news reporting, teachers, scholarship, education, and research. For fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringed.
Person at the Circle of Cosmic Consciousness Retreat in New Orleans. Go to stshealing.com to learn from the Masters, Aquarius Maximus, King Simon, Nina Diamond, Jazz Aphrodite, and myself. Don't forget, New Orleans, August 17th through the 20th at the Cosmic Consciousness Retreat. Register now at stshealing.com. That's stshealing.com. See you there.
Hey, this is King Simon. Remember, make sure you go to my website, kingsimonproductions.wordpress.com. That's kingsimonproductions.wordpress.com, or Linktree at King Simon the Numerovational. Get all 4 of my books, and of course, that's the Numerovation for Mental Stability. Numbers are simple, people are complicated. Numbers are simple, children's health is important, and no promotion is bad promotion. Just spell my name right. Make sure you get them now on all my links. That's kingsimonproductions.wordpress.com. Go now.
Listen. Listen. Greetings to one and all. How you feeling today? How you feeling today on this beautiful day? I am broadcasting live from the mountain of stone. I'm broadcasting live from the mountain of stone. Yes. I hope everybody is doing well. I hope your family is doing well. I hope, I want to say happy birthday to a brother that I respect immensely. I was interviewed on a station with him years ago, and today is his birthday or his born day. Buster Rhymes, Buster Bust. Today is his birthday. I will tag him on it. Today is also Cher's birthday. If you remember Sonny and Cher, those that are old enough to remember something like that. Today is Buster Rhymes' birthday. You know what I'm saying? We're going to get the party started. Buster Rhymes' birthday today. We'll get the party started. I hope you have your tea, because we're going to speak about undeniable listening from a numerovational perspective. Undeniable listening. Undeniable listening from a numerovational perspective. Undeniable listening. Now, the word undeniable. The word undeniable means unable to deny or dispute. Unable to deny or dispute. Very good word. And the word listening means, according to Online Dictionary, take notice of and act on what someone says. And then the other one is make an effort to hear something. Be alert and ready to hear something. Two very distinct words that many of us sometimes drop the ball, from that undeniable listening. Now, in numerology, the words put together, undeniable listening, in the numerical sense, undeniable listening adds up to the master number 88, which adds up to the 16, which adds up to the number 7 in the Pythagorean system. In the Chaldean system, again, remember, the Chaldean is a much older system from the darker hue, darker melanated people. And it is a more mystical system, but I use all of them. I use both of them for a reason, to get the full story of what I am attempting to share with people on a higher vibratory level. So remember, numbers are here to guide. It's not going to take you away from your religious stance and what you believe and what you believe in. I don't care who you believe in. I don't care if it's male, female, it, alien. I don't care what you believe. In the Chaldean system, undeniable listening. I'm talking about the letters that's connected to each number adds up to the number 67, and 6 plus 7 equals 13, and 13 equals the number 4. Undeniable listening. I want to start off with, and both 7, because both of them in the Pythagorean, it breaks down to the number 7 before 80, 88, 16, and 7, and then 67, 13, and then 4. Let's look at the 7 and the 4 real quick. Because many of us, when we get that word in our head or something that's telling us to don't do this or do this and go for it, that's where you're supposed to use your undeniable listening skills. Because it is a skill. It is a skill. And because in the Pythagorean system, the 2 words adds up to the number 7. 7 is an internal listening. It's a deeply researched and deeply intuitive listening. The words undeniable listening adds up to 88. And I'm going to get into the 88, which 8 plus 8 equals 16. 1 plus 6 equals 7. And I have to look at the words from a profoundly holistic perspective. Why? Because if you look at it from a holistic perspective, you get a fuller, a bigger, and a more advanced inner and outer expression of the numbers. I want everybody to take a deep breath. And I want you to share this live. I mean, share it with people that is really open. Don't just share it with any and anybody. I'm being honest. Don't share it with any and anybody. Please. Don't share it with any and anybody. Okay, please. Share it with somebody that you've been talking to and feel that they really need to hear this. Please. And those that are new to me, I use the numbers connected to your birthday and your name. Those are the things that you've been resonated for so long, since your mother and your father taught you your name, and since your family been calling you and you've agreed that is your name. Because you agreed that is your name. So, and I want those that are new to me to understand that the study of numbers came from the original inhabitants of the earth. So don't deny that it comes from the melanated people, because the original inhabitants of the earth were the first to recognize the counting system, the computation system, the equation system, the patterns, the cycles, the sequences. Do not forget that. We've been taken away from that understanding and understanding, and we've thrown it outwardly to someone else because of Pythagoras is being called the father. Or Galileo is being called this, or Isaac Newton is because that. Remember, the people that won the war is the one who rewrites the books. The people that won the war are the ones that rewrote the books. Just want to set that for those new people that are tuning in for the first time to their brother, King Simon. How many times you and I, in our spirit, in our soul, in our heart, said, don't mess with that person. Don't go up that road. Don't go around that corner. Don't go on the train at this day. Don't leave my house at this day. Go jump into the bath. Go take a spiritual shower. Turn and see a number. How many of you have gone through that? So those that are spiritually and intuitively and listening, you got to be an undeniable listening of the message that's coming from within, that comes from your ancestors or your angelic ancestors,
or your divine parentage or your divine family, whatever it is, no matter what you call it, there's all something that's working within us because we are all connected to a bloodline, a pedigree of people on our mother's side and our father's side. And if you learn to be an undeniable listening apparatus for those energies within you that's trying to come through, you will get the lesson that is needed. And even if you went down the wrong road, you needed to learn that lesson, because remember, that don't kill you only makes you stronger. That don't kill you only makes you stronger. So the words that I have, undeniable listening, like I said, from the online dictionary, undeniable means unable to deny, to be denied and disputed. And then the word listening is take notice of and act on what someone says, respond to advice or a request. Sometimes your inner self is advising you what to do and what not to do, but you got to make sure it's an undeniable listening frequency that's giving you the right guidance. And the only one of the ways that you can develop this tool inside of you, because a lot of us are caught up in a lot of the clutter and a lot of the noises out there. There's a lot of noise, a lot of distractions. So it's hard to be an undeniable listener and to listen undeniably, because there's a lot of distraction and clutter. And many of you can attest to this. Many of you that's on this live can attest. And again, share this live with those who really mean something to you. And they can come back and listen again. But I want people to understand and understand that I'm doing undeniable listening from a numerovational perspective. And those that are new to me, numerovation is 2 words that I've put together that has been submitted into the lexicon. I got to go check when it will go up and all that, because they what happens with dictionary words, they want to see how many people is using it. Right now, I'm the only one that's using it in that capacity. But you got to remember, numerology was also a word. Every word that you ever heard in your life came up at some period of time. It probably wasn't popular. Numerology came up in 1907. The word numerology came up in 1907. The word God came up 700 to 800 years ago. Everyone had a birthing time. The word Allah, the word Jesus, the word this, the word Moses, the word, all of them have a birthing time. They all didn't just exist. And again, it's not taking away from what you believe in. It's just adding depth that you must be an undeniable listen. So even if you use the word God, are you undeniably listening to the God within you? Even if you use the word Allah, are you undeniably listening to the Allah within you? If you believe in Jehovah or Yahweh or Jehovah, are you undeniably listening? If you believe in the Tao, whatever you believe in, whatever your name that you choose to call, the creative force, the universe, whatever, the yoniverse, whatever you want to listen to. I said yoniverse, yes, some people, the yoniverse. Whatever you believe, and are you undeniably listening to that? And has it done well in guiding you to be your best self and accomplishing your highest and wisest goal, not only on a physical level, but a spiritual level and a mental level and a soulful level? So the words undeniable listening adds up to 88. And in numerology, 88 is a number of manifesting anything, the ability to manifest anything. That's the master number 88. And it's designed to determine the outcome of your future. That's undeniable listening. If you undeniably listen, you can manifest anything according to the mathematics. It's a number, 88 is a number of abundance. And when that 88 is showed up, when that resonant energy of the 88 shows up in your life, it represents incredible leadership, the ability to overcome seemingly insurmountable obstacles. So in order for you to be an undeniable listener, which will enable you to overcome obstacles of any kind, you got to be willing to listen. And because 88 adds up to 16, 16 is the number of planning and preparation. And if you don't plan, you plan to fail. Yes, the double word undeniable listening in the Pythagorean system adds up to the number 88. And then 8 plus 8 equals 16. I'm looking at all the numbers. 16 in numerology, in compound numerology, is the number of fatality if you don't prepare. So in your undeniable listening, you have to prepare and plan as you gotten the listening plan that was given to you. And then it adds up to the number 7, which deals with make manifest, the law of attraction, the need to do the dig research and apply and set the goal and do what you have to do on a spiritual, physical level. Because again, the number 7 is the law of attraction number. But it started off with that 88. Undeniable, the word undeniable adds up to 42. The word listening adds up to 46. And 42 plus 46 equals 88. That's how I got it. And I'm talking about these words. The topic for today is undeniable listening. Learning how to listen from the gut. Learning how to listen from the heart. Learning how to listen from the mind. And learning how to internally put all of them together to become one to make the applicable moves that you have to make in life. Till it becomes second nature. It's just like martial arts. Big up to Professor on here. Big up to the big professor on here, Professor Zahalia. We had to study moves and blocks and strikes and then study all the basics until it became second nature. And then from the basics, the techniques came. The techniques come after that because we undeniably listened to our teachers and made our certain move, prepared ourselves, aligned ourselves to the point that we are able to do it in second nature. That if someone touched you, you got them, especially under our system. You touch me, I got you. If I feel that I'm abused or being aggressed upon, I'm dealing with you. Straight up, heads on. Us. Thanks to our teachers. And I didn't go for belts. I was not a believer. I'm old school. I wasn't a believer in belt systems. Just like some, Sophie Littlejohn, he used to say that he wasn't a believer in belt system. We believed in watching our back and getting our ass home to our families. That's what we believed in. That's it. I'm not a bad dude. I don't think I could beat everybody and all that. We just believed in getting home to our family, getting home safely, doing what we have to do, and get out of there. Because we listened to that undeniable listening. We undeniably listen to our teachers. And sometimes our teachers are inner teachers. Sometimes our spiritual teachers. Sometimes there's outer teachers. Undeniable listen. You know when you listen to one of your teachers or masters, or you know there is some truth in that, and then you take that truth and use that truth for yourself. So in order for you to be an undeniable listener, an undeniable listening,
You have to be willing to dig deep, look within, and plan what you need to do. And sometimes that planning is a split second. Sometimes that plan is a split second. Right away, you got to make decision. Boom, 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 bap. Now, in the Chaldean system, Chaldea is the oldest system amongst the two. It adds up to a number 67. The two words add up to a number 67, which equals a 13 and which equals a 4. Let me break that down. I'm trying to help you to think mathematically, because everybody like to say, numbers don't lie, numbers don't lie, numbers don't lie, numbers don't lie. And in certain aspects, probably in the 5 percentile, the computer system or people that control statistics can make the numbers lie. People that control statistics. But in the rest of the 95%, when it comes to natural patterns and cycles and sequences of life, numbers don't lie. Numbers don't lie. See, I'm only being honest. People could throw out any numbers. They could do a whole census of this neighborhood, and everybody didn't fill out the census, but yet they'll say the census of this neighborhood is such and such and such and such. They're narrowing it down to whatever. You know what I'm saying? Nobody didn't even fill out. If nobody filled out the census in this particular subdivision, they would not know how many people was here. So why would they throw out a statistic? They threw it out probably based on a home and how many houses. They probably just looked at the bill and said, all right, that's a 4-bedroom. Let's put 4 people in the house. That's how they'll narrow it down. But that's a lie. They just breaking it down to a status that they have agreed with. So numbers can lie when it comes to people controlling statistics, when you have somebody controlling it. But when it comes to natural patterns and cycles and sequences that you can see repeating, that you can see that it's observable, and when you can see it's measurable over time, then it's not lying at all. And that's why I do numerovation, because I understand that each one of us can be guided by our numbers, and this is due to studies. This is not just me coming up with it all of a sudden. It's me doing the research, studying celebrities, studying people in my family, studying things around me, studying words, studying all that kind of stuff. I have to study. So in order for you to be an undeniable listener, you not only have to listen with intention to get the message, but you have to be listening with the intentions to research the message, whether it's quick, fast, in a hurry, or whether it's within time, and be able to apply the message that will help guide you, because many of us get messages. Many of us get messages. Every one of us out here gets a message. Every day, every night during our sleep and our walking hours, every time you walk down the staircase or walk into your house or walk into a store, there's always messages floating around, because the mind is a transmitter and a receiver. So you're always picking up things. That's why sometimes you could be in a quiet space and all of a sudden you hear a song in your head. Either you're tapping into your old compartmentalized part of your mind and remembering that song that made you happy, or you hearing some crazy song that just popped in your head that you wasn't even on that frequency, but that song came up. A Kaya song came up. My neck, my back. But I'm like, what that came from? What? Why is my neck and my back coming up when I'm reading the Bible? I'm just saying. Oh, I'm reading the Quran. I'm reading something spiritual. And Kaya's song. No disrespect to Kaya. I know she's something else. I think she's born November 9th or 7th. I know she's born in one of those numbers. But you could be reading the scripture or reading something spiritual, and all of a sudden some songs start coming up. Rump and Shop by Vibes Cartel and Spice. All them things there. So our mind is a transmitter and a receiver of information. You know what I'm saying? And to be respectful, no disrespect to Vibes Cartel and Spice. To be respectful is that
there's a time and place when you got to play Rump and Shop, or you got to play My Neck and My Back and all these sexual songs and sexual inundated songs. There's a time and a place for that, but it's not supposed to be popping up. It's because the mind is a transmitter and a receiver. And we pick up different transmissions and receive, and we put things out there at certain times. So in order for you to be an undeniable listener, if you're undeniable listening, because it adds up to also a number 67 in the Chaldean system, which adds up to a 13 in compound numerology. In compound numerology, 67 is a powerful number also before it reached the 13. In compound numerology, 67 is a powerful number. You know what I'm saying? And 67 is a number that the words undeniable listening says you have to have compassion and intellect when you are an undeniable listener. You have to have compassion and intellect, because 67 is connected to the natural order of the universe, according to compound numerology. Thus, it's connected to the mathematics of numbers and invention, the 6 and the 7. And that's why it adds up to the number 13. It adds up to the number 13, and 13 is a number of power and dominance. So if you become an undeniable listener, that means you are creating some type of power and dominance within yourself. And if you don't use it correctly, it can wreak havoc in your life. If you don't learn to be an undeniable listening apparatus for the universe or the God or your creation or your ancestors to tell you the right things at the right time, because you didn't intune yourself or locked in through your meditation, your affirmations, it can wreak havoc if you don't listen. Because there's many times when people were supposed to not go there and they did, and then something happened. Many people were supposed to not walk down that street and they did, and something happened. It happens. I was watching a clip on Instagram, and the guy was taking a dive. I don't know if it was CGI. I don't know what it was. The guy was taking a dive. Now think about this. He did not expect. This is what a person does not go out on a boat. Does not go on a boat. I'm just setting the premise for this thing. A person does not go out on a boat that day, come get himself together, plan his whole day to go on a yacht, to take a dive in one of these major oceans or whatever, just to get the experience, and then get eaten by a shark. Something in his spirit told him, I shouldn't go out that day. But again, the undeniable listen. And when you're undeniably listening, you got to remember, the pureness of thought can come in two different ways, where it can come giving you the positive aspect of your thoughts and negative aspects. The positive aspect could have been to him, like, yo, don't go out today. This is not one of your good days, blah, 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 blah. And probably all the mathematics add up. But then when he decided to go out there, he takes the dive and a shark swallows him as he's coming into the water. What is that? That's what I'm trying to say. What is that? How many of you know and think, because this is the age of knowing right now. We ain't believing nothing. But in the sense of coming out of Pisces, coming into Aquarius now, out of belief, coming into knowing. How many of you believe that person, before he got eaten by the shark, was warned a few times? How many of you believe, if you believe that person was warned a few times before he even jumped in that water, please put in the number 1. At least intuitively warned. Something the boat could have stopped along the way. No gas could have been, anything. I'm telling you, you are always warned before something happens. There's always going to be that warning, because your spirit will not let you go to get yourself killed or shot or eaten. There's always a warning. That's why they said To every nation, in the Quran, it says, to every nation came a warner. Everybody gets a warning. Everybody gets a warning. Even when you're dealing with relationship and you know it's going to be effed up, you get the warning. You see the red flags. Red flag, blood clot, red flag, Jesus Christ, red flag. The red flag going up like this. But, some of us give the people the benefit of doubt because of our spirit and our heart. Oh, my God. Red flag all over the place. There's a whole damn red pen showing up in your face, floating by like this. It's a red pen. Yo, she's a red pen. Yo, oh, wait a minute. He's a red pen. He's a real red pen. There's red flags everywhere. And I know people in there laughing. I know y'all out there laughing. But we see the red flags. Even in the numbers, I see it. And again, because of my humanitarian nature, I give them the benefit of the doubt. And if in my humanitarian nature of being Miss Noma Aquarius, I give somebody the benefit of the doubt, or they give somebody the benefit of the doubt of dealing with me, obviously, if we became hard lessons to each other, then it was meant for us to deal with each other so we can learn the lessons and not do that damn thing again. And some of us have failed many times on these lessons. So undeniable listening not only adds up to 67, but it adds up to the number 13, which deals with power and dominance, and it can be and problems can happen if you don't use the power and the energy right and use your listening apparatus right. But it adds up to the 4, which is a mental number, which deals with you have to build this undeniable listening apparatus within you so you can get the best from it. That's what it means from a numerical perspective, from a numerovational perspective. Undeniable listening adds up to 67, which adds up to the number 13, which adds up to the 4, which means you need to set a mental and spiritual foundation for you to get it in its fullness. So I just gave it to you in the math. And it's more to it, of course. I'm just keeping it simple online. There's so much. But if you want to take my course, my course is 8 hours. And it's a reasonable price, $444. You get it. You go with it. You do what you got. But I always, in the course, you'll notice I tell you to stay open, because you're going to experience the mathematics different than I experienced, but you're going to still see the base rudiments of it. Where everybody thinks it's all about focusing on the name and the birthday. But like I just told you, I broke down the words. I broke down undeniable listening in a mathematical formation to show you how it can work. And of course, another mathematician or another numerovationalist might say something different, but it will still have the same basic premise and the basic guidelines of what I just said, because they're seeing it from their perspective, and nobody's perspective is wrong. Nobody's perspective is wrong. It's just how you see it. If I show you this blank perspective, you see this paper from this perspective, and I'm seeing this paper from this perspective, it's my perspective. You see it like this, that's your perspective. If you see it like this, that's your perspective. No perspective is wrong. It's all right. It's just that I see the words in back of this paper. You don't see the words in back of this paper. Perspective. That's all. And that's the glory of numerovation from my perspective. It's not just numerology. Numerology is the study of numbers on any level, on any way you want to apply numbers. Math, doing it your work, doing scientific analysis, anywhere the numbers is applied, that is the study of numbers. I am definitive when I say I do numerovation, because I'm here to use your numerals to motivate you. I'm here to use the numerals of words, sound, symbols, to take you the way you got to go. Whether you listen or not, that is totally up to you. One day you will.
Like I always say, Bob Marley used to sing, you're running and you're running and you're running away. You're running and you're running and you're running away. You're running and you're running and you're running away. But you're going to get smacked. But you can't run away from yourself. 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 I don't care if you're running. It's always going to be a smack. Whether it smack you in your face or your ass, it's going to be a smack to remind you that you cannot run away from yourself. You can't run away from yourself. And Teddy Pendergrass used to sing two different dynamics, R&B, reggae. Teddy Pendergrass said, you can't hide from yourself. Well, anywhere you go, there you are. You got to smack again. You can't hide from yourself. Anywhere you go, there you are. You always going to get smacked. You can run if you want to. You can hide if you want to. You can run and hide if you want to. I don't care if you're under a damn stone. That undeniable listening skill is going to tune in if you're in a cave by yourself. You start listening and hearing yourself for real, for real. So in order for you, I'm going to close out. In order for you to discipline that undeniable listening that adds up to a number 88 in the Pythagorean system, which is a 16, which is a 7, and adds up to a number 67 in the Chaldean system, which is a 13, which is a 4. The 7 and 4 says you have to go in deeply because both of them are mental numbers. In my book, Numerovational for Mental Stability, those are two main mental numbers. The main mental numbers in my book is 4, 7, 8, 5, and 3. 5 and 3 is on the bottom of the totem pole because 5 and 3 are usually jovial energies. Happy, go, but they can get nervous. They can go down to nervous issues, nervous frustration that can lead to mental health problems. So in order for you to develop your undeniably listening skills, at least once a week, leave your phone outside of your bedroom. Take the TV, keep your TV. I don't have no television in my bedroom. Take that energy, take all that energy out of it. Plug out your lamps, all of that. And sit in the darkness of your room and really listen. Hear your frequency, hear your heartbeat, develop your undeniable listening skills. If you have a little closet, if you have a walk-in closet that you can close everything and there's no electricity, plug out, turn off the lights and just listen. Be an undeniable listener so you can apply what you're listening to in the physical realm. On that note, family, I love and respect you because I love and respect myself. And I hope you share this with numerous people. Look out for the affirmations of numbers coming soon. Look out for the affirmations. Y'all been enjoying my clips from one, and everybody asked me, last night I was at the Malcolm X and said, yo, brother, I didn't see the 25. I said, brother, I did the number 7. 7, 2 plus 5 equals 7. Look, all you have to do is scroll down. People want it right there, right there, right there. No, all you have to do is scroll down and you're going to find it. You're going to see it. It's there. I did from 1 to 9 with all the numbers in it. All the numbers. If you're born under the 1st, you see the 1, 10, 19, 28. If you're born on the 9th, the 9, 18, and 27. All of that is in it. So scroll down if you want to find your numbers. I broke it down briefly and quickly and gave you the positive and negative of those numbers. But when the affirmations come out, you share that with people that are born under those frequencies that you know. Share that with others. Because the affirmations are here to affirm certain things within that individual and how they need to move and develop and grow internally so they can maximize it externally. I love and respect you, family. Remember, tune in tomorrow on my YouTube channel. And if you want to go direct to my YouTube link, go to my IG, go to my link tree. My link tree sends you to all my links. I got a lot of links, but find YouTube. I got 2 YouTube channels. You want to make a donation to my ministry, go ahead through PayPal or do it through Cash App. You're more than welcome to, and the Cash App is on the bottom, but you can go to my link tree and all that is there. My ministry. There's a ministry. All right, this is a ministry. It's called the Ministry of Numerovation. The Ministry of Numerovation. This is what I do. This is what I do. All right. On that note, family, I might come up later. I was going to go to the Malcolm X Festival today, but it's an overcast, and I don't feel like I just dealt with the Malcolm X event yesterday, and I'm like, I'm in right now. My personal cycle month is I'm in a number 6 personal cycle month. That means if you add the number 6 plus the 20, today is the 20. Today I'm in a number 26, 8 personal day. Now, see, you can recognize your cycles and the different days of the years and all that. I can break that down, but not right now. So 26 deals with compassion and balance and healing, finding compassion and balance and healing for myself. And 8 delve into not just money and power, but understand the energy and the frequency of what is an asset and what is a liability in your life. Everybody like to say 8 is just money, power, money, influence. It is, but it's understanding the energy of assets and liabilities in every facet of your life. And when 26 is the leading number, 2, 6, and 8 are all health and healing numbers. So paying attention to my health, paying attention to my mental health, paying attention to my balance, paying attention to my forgiveness of myself and forgiveness of others, looking back into old things from my past. And, I'm more than likely going to hear from somebody from my past today, all of that. Some bill I might be reminded of today, old bill and all that I have to catch up with. And I'm going to go into my paperwork, and because I'm thinking about hiring an accountant and all that kind of stuff, because things are about to turn up for your brother, as far as, the television show about to be released with Billy Carson on the Forbidden Knowledge TV network. And that's going to hit me up. I'm going to be doing 19 Keys' show. I got a whole lot of show. I'm more than likely going to get one day. We're working on getting on the Breakfast Club, but one of our very own is about to get on the Breakfast Club. So look out for that. I'm not going to mention no names. One of our very own is about to get on the Breakfast Club. Beautiful sister. I'm not going to say her name right now. I want y'all to check out the Breakfast Club when our sister come on, and then we go from there. But I heard the news the other day, and I'm so happy to hear our sisters doing what they got to do, and that sister's gonna help the rest of us to get where we gotta go. You know what I'm saying? So it's always good to be an undeniable listener, because once you undeniable, and what's so funny, the sister was telling a group of us on a Zoom that she was going to be on the Breakfast Club, and I said, "Hey, sis, the Breakfast Club love gifts. Since we're a team doing something, let's put a gift bag together for the Breakfast Club. And my book is going to be in it. Lloyd's book and a few other people's book is going to be in it. It's going to be a powerful, powerful gift bag that Envy and Charlemagne is going to get. I know Charlemagne is going to like my book because I'm dealing with mental health. Numerovation for mental stability. I gave it to Angela Yee, but Angela Yee, she's a number 3, so they could be all scattered and probably miss and then she's born in January, and January is one of my challenge months. They could either challenge me to be my greatest, or they can challenge me to be my worst, and vice versa. See, in my numerovational sessions, when you do a session with me, and I got, I think, 12 slots left in this month, in the month of June. 12 slots left in the month of June. If you want to interrupt my list, because I have a waiting list, if you want to interrupt my list, it's an extra. Once you text me your full name and date of birth, and you say, I would like to interrupt your list because I can't wait till June or July, then it's an extra. You got to pay the cost to be the boss if you want to do that. Because I don't like interrupting my list, because I have a certain way. But if I interrupt my list, that means I have to use one of my days that I'm off, either visiting my family or taking care of, like Saturday or Sunday. I got to use one of those days to interrupt my list, or Wednesday. I'm usually off on Wednesday for self-healing, sometimes family, sometimes keeping in my own head, doing some grounding work. Wednesday, Saturday, and Sunday. I'm not one of those grind. I did a lot of grinding when I was younger. At 56, I look younger than I did when I was 26. I can show you some pictures.
I look younger than I did when I was 20 because I was on the grind. And you can grind yourself to the goddamn ground. Now I know how to choose my battles so I can win the war of my health, the war of my mental health, my physical health, my spiritual health. You got to know how to choose. You can grind, but there's time. You got to take time for yourself. Time, if you're into family, take time for the family. If you're not into family, take time for your own internal atoms and cellular family. Take time for yourself. So remember, I'll be interviewing tomorrow on my YouTube channel, Kerry Ann Ingram from out of Canada. If you're in the Detroit area and you want to go to Canada to see Queen of Four for the first time, Queen of Four is going to be in Montreal, Canada, and then we're working on getting her in Toronto. I've been talking to a few people to get her into Toronto also. Don't make Queen of Four come to Canada and just go one place. Go Montreal, go Toronto. I had to call some sisters and say, yo, you better do Toronto too, sister. That's 5 hours away from Montreal. Not everybody's going to drive from Toronto to Montreal. Not everybody liked that drive. I used to live out there. Not everybody liked that drive from Montreal to Toronto. So, but we did that with Dr. Khalid back in 1994. We had him in Montreal. Then we drove him to Toronto. I couldn't make it to the Toronto one, but my brother Donnie Muhammad in Toronto of the Toronto temple over there, he made it happen. So Queen of Four is going to be in Canada. I don't know if this is her first time. I don't think this is her first time, but she's going to be in Montreal. I think that's her first time, Montreal, Canada. And then do Toronto. That would be a smart move. And we're going to make it happen. I'm going to call Queen right after I get off the line with y'all. I'm going to call Queen and I'm going to talk to her real quick, find out where her head is at. And we're going to say, but check out Queen in Canada, July, I think July, the second week of July. I can't remember. I'll share the flyer because I'm going to be interviewing the producer, Mama Oracle, one of my dear friends and students of Dr. Africa. Also, on the 24th, I'll be interviewing Donnie Arcade at 7 o'clock and Conjure Queen at 9 o'clock. On the 31st, on the 28th, we have Copper Vibration. And on the 31st, we have the one, the only Sonia Barrett. Sonia Barrett is like Jewel Pukram, I'm telling you, when it comes to that beautiful melanated female energy. I'm telling you, you're gonna love Sonia Barrett. She's powerful. I love her. Always did. I met her years ago at LIU. So, all right, family, have a great day, afternoon, evening. Support my YouTube channels. I got 2 of them, the Numerovational Nation. I'm not going to change that no more. And I got, what's the other one there? King Simon Presents Only Quality People, because that's all I want to create. No quality, no drama, only quality people. All right? Have a great day, afternoon, and evening. Be safe, be great, and be your wonderful, undeniably listening self. Peace.
Content disclaimer. The views, comments, and opinions expressed by guest speakers or authors on this YouTube channel do not necessarily reflect or represent the views and opinions held by this channel's broadcasters and its sponsors. Parental guidance is advised. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comments, news reporting, teachers, scholarship, education, and research. For fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringed. So remember, our job as studiers of these metaphysical, esoteric knowledge is to help enhance people to be better. I, as a numerovator, using the numbers, or quote-unquote numerals, and motivation to get people to understand why they need to activate their numbers to be their very best self and maximize it. Because the numerals hold a frequency. And if you're willing to turn up that frequency, then that frequency can help to guide you and navigate you to a higher height that will allow you to spiral to be your best self. We must remember that. Hey, this is King Simon. Remember, make sure you go to my website, kingsimonproductions.wordpress.com. That's kingsimonproductions.wordpress.com, or Linktree at King Simon the Numerovator. Get all 4 of my books, and of course, that's the Numerovation for Mental Stability. Numbers are simple, people are complicated. Numbers are simple, children's health is important, and no promotion is bad promotion. Just spell my name right. Make sure you get them now on all my links. That's kingsimonproductions.wordpress.com. Go now.